How we should empower members of parliament to strive for better gender equality and gender equality strategies is a question of what we measure, because we treasure what we measure. And if we do not have the data of the gender gap, if we do not have the data for the differences between the way that women and men are being treated by society, then we cannot be empowered as parliamentarians to ensure that the goals and the legislation that we have is actually being implemented and not just written. We have been trying to work for gender equality for the last 100 years, but we are still not there. For decades, the EU top jobs have been purely men. Now we're looking at whether or not about 3 out of the 5 would be women, and there is an uproar, because now there might be a majority of women. But there has been a majority of men for decades, and that didn't cause an uproar. We need to look at the fact that equality doesn't happen by itself. It's been about 100 years since the first women got access to democracy, were given the right to vote, were given the right to access education and become politicians. We cannot wait for another 200 or 300 years before women are given equal rights and are seen as equal human beings across the world. For the last 5 years, we've been working to define and have a common European directive for the violence against women. We now have an agreement with the member states of the European Union, but still, we do not see women as quite equal to men. Women are not seen as equals yet. When we're looking at gender-based violence, what is this? This is violence that is based on people being women, because women are not considered equal to men. They are considered somehow the property of their father or of their husband, and therefore they must succumb to a level of violence or control by other people than themselves. We are equal human beings to men. We're capable of making our own choices, and we should be granted the right to make our own choices freely in the family life, in the workplace, and in society at large. We have been fighting over the last 4 or 5 years for the right for full and complete health care for women in US and also in Europe. This is a fight that is ongoing across the world. Women cannot have equality if we do not have the choice whether or not we want to be pregnant. We must have the right to birth control, and we must have the right to abortion. The last numbers that came out about female genital mutilation showed a rise in female genital mutilation across the world, showing that the culture in certain countries, in certain regions, do not respect women as equal people that have a right to a full and free life. I think this is scary, and I'm worried about the disinformation that is out there about differences between men and women. Because what is important about us is our dreams and desires, what is between our ears and what is between our legs. But this is not the way that we are seen today. We need to make sure that there is equality between men and women, so that women can take up leadership roles, can be ministers of finance, sit in the Committee of Foreign Affairs, and also so that men can show their emotions and can take care of their families, of their children, and be part of their family. And that is why also parental leave is so important, because if we do not allow both women and men to take care of their families, then we will not have equality amongst men and women. Thank you very much.